Hello, my friends. Welcome to another episode of Punked Out Podcast. I'm your host, Sam, and I am so stoked today because I am joined by the amazing, talented pop rock queen from Canada, Darrian Gerard. And she is an independent artist, and her EP, Basement Stadium, I believe, is available on all streaming platforms.
Yep.
And she's an absolute rock star. She also makes these awesome acoustic covers on YouTube, and she's extremely talented. Anyway, I can't wait to dive in. So, without further ado, let's get into it.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course.
So excited to do it.
Oh yeah, it's an honor to have you. You are absolutely, you're just incredible, and you're someone I actually like. The moment I saw your content, I was like, I look up to this girl. Like, this is she's living the dream. Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
And I saw you performed at the main stage at Lake Town Shakedown Festival. What was that experience like?
That was wild. That was so I actually won a contest to do that last year. Yeah, it was like you send in your video and then you get try and get as many votes as you can, and it was super hectic that couple weeks because I really wanted to win it, and I felt like I could, and then by the end I was like, I'm not winning it, and I just kind of accepted defeat. And the story is actually kind of funny how I found out, because I came home from work for a break, and I was literally going pee on the toilet, and I got a text from the Lake Town Shakedown account being like, hey, congrats, you won. And I was like, ah. And my dad was in the house too, so he came out just yelling and crying, and he's like, what's wrong,
Oh my
and I was like, I won. So yeah, and then it was game on from there, because I'd never played with a band before that. Before playing on one of the biggest stages in west coast of Canada. So I talked to some people I knew, and they got a band together for me, and I think we killed it. So
I saw videos, dude. You killed it. It was like you've been doing that your whole life. Like, you've been doing main stages for years. Like, that was crazy.
Yeah, it was because I've been I was been a Highland dancer of all things since I was I think I was 3 when I started Highland dancing, and I've been on stage competing when I was 4, and then I was a softball player, played in college, and I was a pitcher, so you're kind of the center of attention. So I was kind of used to being this on the stage of whether it's sports or dance. So I think the whole band was surprised too, because when we'd get together I was pretty quiet and just crack a joke here and there, but I think they were curious too, what the hell are we getting into? Mm-hmm. And then after it they're like, holy shit, you had some energy up there, and I was like, well, that's good to hear. So
that's amazing. Yeah. Can you explain what's Highland dancing? I've never heard of that.
Oh yeah, it's Scottish dancing. It's with kilts and bagpipes and yeah.
That's so sick. Is that part of your culture?
No, it's my I come from a super young family, so my aunts, when they were younger, they started doing it, and then so I saw them doing it, and I was like, I want to do that too. I don't know, I don't really remember, I was 3, so. And then it's just it's from Scotland originated, I don't know. So yeah, my aunts used to do it, so that's kind of why I started. Then my sister started, and then we did it super competitively for a lot of years, and then I kind of had to choose softball over dance, and then I went to university for softball, and then now I'm a musician, so.
That's amazing. From dancer to softball to athlete to musician. That's incredible. So were you always did you always have an urge to create music?
Yes.
Did you hear Avril Lavigne and you were like, I need that. that.
You took the words out of my mouth.
Yes.
So I'll try and make a long story short, but yeah, my aunts
Make it long if you have to. This is your time, babe.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
My aunts, we were camping one time, and she's 10 years older than me, and it's when Skater Boy first came out, and I was super young too. I don't even know how old I was, and she was singing it on the beach when we were camping, and I heard it, and I was like, who is that? Like, that is like the coolest song I've ever heard in my life, Skater Boy. And he spelled it like
Same.
with an 8 and a BOI. Like, so cool. And then ever since then, I became literally obsessed with Avril Lavigne and just I wanted to like play guitar. So I started playing guitar at 7. I wanted to write my own songs. So like immediately once I started playing guitar, I didn't even know if I could play a chord, but I was writing songs with one chord. And
Wow.
yeah, and then I just like got more influences like Blink-182 and Sum 41 and like more recently like Taylor Swift and Halsey, and it's just like, but yeah, Avril definitely started it for me, and I just wanted to play all the instruments, and I just didn't really know. I don't know, maybe like back when I was younger, I was like, okay, you have to have a record label, you have to go to a studio to record a song, like all that stuff. And it wasn't until honestly like a few years ago where I was just watching YouTube videos and I found this guy who was like making like 1 hour like cover recordings or something. I don't know. And I was just like, he was like recording like from his home studio, and I was just like, what the heck? I could do that.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't need a label. I don't need a record like to hire an expensive producer and hire someone to like be the engineer and record everything. Like, I can literally do it myself at home. So I started doing that, and it's been the best ever since.
That is just amazing. And
Yeah.
I recently just saw like as I was like, you know, we were just like waiting and I was just like, oh my God, I can't wait for this call. I looked you up on
Yeah.
YouTube and I know you have a whole YouTube with a
Yes.
bunch of covers.
Yes.
I literally just added that into the intro like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, no, yeah. I just started, or not just started. That's how I started out. Was when I kind of, it was actually COVID. I was in Australia and I went to this festival. It's called Falls Festival. It was in the summer there, but it's like, it was literally, I think, New Year's. And I saw this girl up on stage, and her name was Thelma Plum. She's like pretty big in Australia. And I had a few drinks, so I was just like watching in the crowd. And I started like, the emotions like took over me. I started like crying. And everyone's like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine, I'm fine." And then I was just crying because like I was just so sick of dreaming to be the one up on stage. Like, I didn't want to, I was just so tired of like waiting for it to happen or just like not going for it. And that was literally that night I decided, like, my boyfriend was there with me. And I told him, I was like, "I'm sorry if you think this is lame, but like, I want to be a freaking, like, I want to be a musician." And he was like, "You know what? Let's do it. Like, we're going to do it together." And like, I was like, "That's so awesome." So yeah, ever since then, and then COVID hit, and then, you had to all come home. So I really just honed in on like trying to get better at everything, like at singing, guitar, learned how to produce. And then I wanted to, before kind of just jump scaring everyone with like, "I'm a singer now." I wanted to like kind of start a YouTube channel, and before I put out my own music, like tried to like gather some attention through that. Yep. And get like, try and get people to know like, oh, she's a musician kind of thing. So I did a bunch of covers through that whole summer. And then really started to do the producing thing and produced a bunch of songs, and then started releasing those in 2021, and then it's just kind of been on the up since then.
That's incredible, Darrian.
Yeah.
Like, so like, do you you do everything? Yeah. Like, do you like play drums, or do you have like MIDI drums that you do?
I do sort of play. I'm not very good at the drums, but I like to pretend I am. But yeah,
Totally awesome.
At the beginning, I definitely like, I'd have my drums out and I'd like kind of just like play them how I'd want to, and then I'd program them in like note by note, like, okay, tom, high tom, low tom, snare, kick. Yes. And then I just kind of figured out a better way to do that, like as I learned how to produce better. And yeah, I do MIDI drums for sure. And I thought it was kind of lame at first, but I hear a lot of people do that. So
most people do. Especially if it's like just them, like you, like, you know, it usually starts like with you sing and play guitar, and then you're like, I want to make like a full sounding song out of this, and I want to make an album. I want to do that. You gotta learn to produce. Like, it's like the main way these days.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, so like I actually play the guitar, piano, bass, and then I do the MIDI drums on all my songs.
Wow.
But yeah, I love producing. Sometimes it's stressful when you're like, I don't know what the hell to do with this song, but then like the next day you wake up and you're like, I know what to do. And it's just super rewarding when you hear it all come together. I usually like, whenever like I make something, I'm like, I either get like my boyfriend to come in, or like I call my sister. I'm like, you have to listen to this. And they're like, cool, nice. You sent this to me 4 times. So, and it sounds the exact same. But I was like, no, it doesn't. There's like a symbol in it that sounds really cool.
Right.
So,
you're like,
yeah.
like this one's the mastered version. Like this one I added like a kick on this count. They're like, what do you mean? Like it sounds great. That's the mind of a musician for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I love it. I think it's super fun. And I think I don't know, I feel like as a songwriter, like you write, personally, like 90% of my songs start with like just acoustic guitar or piano, mostly guitar though. And me singing a song or me having a line that I want to write about. And then I think it's super important for like independent artists to even just try producing, because like you kind of figure out what you like and you don't like. And I think it's also super important to get others' opinions, and like maybe even hire a producer too, like yourself, if you're not super confident. But like I think it's super intelligent to like try yourself and like see what you can do on your own, and then kind of go from there, because it's super rewarding once you get something cool happening.
Absolutely. I can't even imagine like the accomplishment, because like I like to I like to sing too, and I'm lucky. I'm like the luckiest girl in the world, because my boyfriend is a skilled producer.
Awesome.
And I just like, I always wanted to like, write songs with, just my guitar. You're kind of stuck. Like I just like, I stuck to covers like my whole life, and like you just like kind of don't know where to go. You really like use your influences. Like they're there for a reason. And speaking of influences, I think I saw on your TikTok or something where somebody said you would be the product if Tom DeLonge and Avril Lavigne had a baby.
Yes. Okay, that's actually like, I know it's like a weird thing to say, but I've honestly like probably like every like 5th video I post, someone says something along those lines, that like, oh, you're like the child, like the love child of Tom DeLonge and Avril Lavigne, or if like, or Avril DeLonge, or Tom Levine.
Like, Tom Levine. It's like the highest, at least, like for people like us, that's like the highest honor, bro. Like that is, are you kidding me? Like they're like gods. Like,
like 100%. I haven't, you said it perfectly.
Right. And I think it's amazing. Like, I feel I can really hear, and I'm sure you know this too, like you can really hear like the Avril Blink influence in your music. Like I can hear it so clearly. Like like the album Let Go. Yeah. My whole childhood was shaped by that, alongside Blink-182. Like that's why I feel like I connect so much with you, and I'm just like so stoked about this conversation, because with the same exact like kind of like love and passion for those artists growing up, and like Let Go, like front to back, right? Like on repeat for, oh my God.
Yeah. I would like pretend I was like rap, Nobody's Fool, that song.
Oh yeah.
Song. I would like get my like my I would like literally get like my like put like a backwards hat on and just be like, just rap it into like the radio. Like
I get chills when you say that, because I literally, I mean, I had like, I would have trucker hat on trucker hat. Like I would do sideways too. Like I would give it sideways, and like literally like To Nobody's Fool and like My World, and like, oh my God, unforgettable. Oh my God. You posted like a post with a picture of you when you were little, I think. And you were like, and I was like, wow, like that's my soulmate. Like that's my soulmate.
Yeah, it's actually so funny, because I think I recently posted that like a few days ago, but it was I got a bunch of messages being like, wow, like you've always been a little like punk rocker, like like for so real. Many people messaged me being like, wow, you've literally always been like this.
Exactly. It comes with the DNA.
Yeah, I think I had like my wristbands on it too, like the spiky ones, and like the Avril Lavigne like lace shirt, and like pink pants.
Yes.
Just like
the trucker
yeah.
hats.
Yeah, and then when I posted the announcement post for my album or my EP last year too, I did a couple like photos of me. I can't. It's so hard to find the old photos because like I know there's a bunch more, but like there's like a bunch of posters in my room and there's like Blink-182, Simple Plan, Avril Lavigne. It's just like it's how we grew up.
We had
This
the
is what
same
shaped me.
room. We
Yeah,
had the same room, dude. Like
yeah,
my shit was coded in Simple Plan.
yeah,
Like that was my everything. Like,
yeah.
did you grow up on no pads, no helmets, just
Yep,
balls?
yep,
Yep.
100%. Yeah, that was an album. I used to like. I don't know why. I was like a really weird kid, and I'd bring around my CDs with me everywhere.
Yes.
And if my mom wouldn't let me bring my tote bag with them, like say we're going to the mall or something, I would bring just the inside slips of them and just put them in my pockets. I don't really know why, just in case I saw one of them. I don't know.
Yeah, so that they could sign it.
Yeah,
Because you're in
exactly, exactly.
Canada. I'm curious, are your parents like in your family, like I heard you have a sister, like you have
Yeah,
siblings, are they all kind of like musically inclined? Are you like the
no,
only one? Okay.
I'm the only one, which is wild. So I, yeah, I guess like the story before kind of goes with like I heard of Avril Lavigne and I was like, that's my girl. I want to do that for the rest of my life. So I and my parents, I remember they were telling me a story too. Like I obviously can't remember this, but like when I was like really young, like we were listening to music in the living room, and like my parents were just like watching us play or whatever. And there's a song that came on with the piano, so I grabbed a dishcloth that looked like the piano and like started playing with that. And they're like, "You've always been like musically inclined." I was like, "Cool."
Heck yeah.
But yeah, so they definitely acted on that. And I begged and pleaded for guitar lessons, so they got me a $20 guitar from the auction, and I still actually have it.
Oh my god. Your first baby?
Yeah, it's huge, and the strings are like it's that one.
Oh my.
So they got me that for like it was $20 at some auction that's not even like up and running anymore, and I put me in lessons for a couple years, and then it just didn't work out for me to do lessons anymore. So I just taught myself and used YouTube, and the rest is history.
Wow. Wait, you were 7 when you got that thing?
Yep.
Like, what were you bigger than the guitar?
I
Barely.
doubt it. Yeah, it was like my baby though. Like I treated that thing like gold. Yeah,
Oh, I
it
bet
was.
you did.
Yeah, I was just a little dweeb, just playing that thing.
That's the cutest thing. I can just like
Mhm.
see it. Just like
Yeah,
watching the Skater Boy music video, like
yeah,
on repeat. Like,
yeah, yeah. It quickly changed into "Please, Mom, I want an electric guitar" because that's way cooler.
are
Yeah.
electric guitars easier to play?
Yes and no. Because like if you're really used to playing on acoustic, because the strings are naturally thicker on acoustic,
Right.
so like you get to build like obviously better calluses and stuff. But for like changing chords and like going like doing like bar chords and stuff, the electric guitar is like 10 times easier, and for like bending strings and stuff. But yeah, so I remember being like when I was away from home for a while for like school and stuff. I just had my acoustic guitar with me, and then I remember switching to electric when I get home and just be like, "Whoa, this is way easier." But it's also harder too because like you're used to pressing harder down on the string. So like if I was to play a chord on the electric, it'd be kind of like out of tune. So you kind of gotta get used to the pressure and how to do that. But yeah,
That's really inspiring. I might go buy an electric guitar like
you
tomorrow.
have to.
Like
You have to, or just go on like Marketplace or like whatever.
like
I don't know what you call it down
Facebook
there, but
Marketplace,
yes, yeah,
Craigslist, I don't know. Yeah.
yeah. Just get one from there because like people sometimes just want to get rid of them because they've had them like collecting dust. I've definitely almost bought like 5 from Marketplace, but I definitely recommend it.
Wow. Yeah, no, that's the vibe. You have officially inspired the fuck out of me
I
today.
love it. I love it. That's what I'm here for.
Hell yeah, dude. No, you're just, oh my god, you're just like amazing. Like oh, and so I know you just released Villain,
Yeah.
which I am absolutely obsessed with. It's actually
Oh.
stuck in my head. It has not left my head since you released
Oh my god.
since you released it. It hasn't left my head. Like I wake
Yeah.
up, I'm like, Be a villain.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Like,
too funny.
is there an album in the works?
Yeah, okay, yes, I would say yes. I have so many songs right now that are like produced and ready to go. I'm just kind of like sitting on them. Just because like one, I've been so busy, and two, it's like I just want to make sure they're perfect. And I don't want them like I want to have like I find if I like listen to an album like completely different from mine. So like do you watch Stranger Things?
No, I don't. But
One of
I know
the
the.
one of the actors has music out. His name is D, it's like spelled DJO, and it's like Joe.
Oh.
So I've been like really listening to like that, and it's like definitely the opposite of what I make, but like it really inspires me for like, oh, that's like a really cool guitar part, or like that's a weird sound, like that would sound kind of cool in like one of my songs, or like something similar. So like little ear candy pieces. So I've just been kind of listening for those, and just kind of there's a point too where you gotta like, okay, this song's definitely done. And so I also just need to like just really sit down and kind of finish everything, like really polish everything off. But yeah, I have a bunch of songs kind of almost ready to be released, and then I definitely want to put them into like a EP or an album and kind of do that whole like release thing again, because that's super cool to like hold your own CD. Like that was wild.
I can't imagine. Like, it's
Yeah.
the dream. Like, did you
Yeah.
cry? Like,
Literally. So I like I remember because I work like I actually have a real job too. So
yeah, what do you
I
do?
work like shift work, and I remember like getting this like CD box delivered, and like the delivery guy like knocking on the door, and like I've had like an hour of sleep, and like I'm waking up and being like, holy shit, it's here. So like I filmed it too, and I look like I've had an hour's sleep, but like I remember being like, whoa, this is nuts. And then when I did Basement Stadium too, I ordered a couple vinyls just for myself, because vinyls are very expensive to create and very expensive to ship. So yeah, so that's it. But I think I have it here.
I think I have like a friend on TikTok. I think he's like a huge fan of you, and
Really?
yeah, and he was like, oh my god, like I see like you talk to Darrian Gerard, like
Yeah.
that's so cool. Like I have a signed vinyl or signed
Oh,
CD from
yeah.
her. Like he's obsessed. He's a huge fan, and I'm
Oh.
like, I don't remember if it was the vinyl or the CD, but
I
he
think
has
it was
one of
definitely
them.
the CD. I haven't given any vinyls out, but yeah, oh my gosh, yeah. I put out a bunch of like CDs, and like the international like um I don't know how like a lot of people like internationally bought them. Like it was like I think I sold like I don't know how many exactly I sold, but like it was if say I sold 100, it was like 80 went internationally and to like the US, and 20 went to Canada. So yeah, it
Wow,
was pretty cool. But okay,
that's
here it is.
amazing, dude.
Yeah, this is the vinyl. Yeah, so I was even lame, and like I don't know if you can see it. I like framed it up there too.
It's so, dude, that's the opposite of lame. That is
Yeah.
so sick. Oh, the way it's framed, like, excuse me.
Yeah.
Oh my god, you're a rock
Yeah.
star. That's so sick. The
Yeah.
photos, by the way,
Oh,
for, I don't know, like, for that, for Basement Stadium, for, like,
yeah.
Villain, like, the photos are
I
amazing.
have, yeah, this girl named Lexi Lane. She is actually kind of funny because when I was starting out, she was also just starting photography.
Wow.
And she messaged me being like, hey, like, for your next song, I'm so down to like do a photo shoot with you if you want. She's like, I'm not like a professional photographer right now, but like, and now she's like blown up, and like, she
I'm
does
sure.
like pretty much for a living. And I hire her every time because she is so, she just gets the vision. Like, she's so talented, and like her editing is perfect, and like, I don't have to do a thing to the like to the photos. Like, yeah, she's done every photo shoot of mine. So like the Villain one in Basement Stadium, everything.
That's so cool, especially when
Yeah.
you have like that relationship with
Yes.
your
Yeah.
photographer. It makes it so much more comfortable and easy because
Yes.
it could be so awkward like doing that with somebody random or just like hiring someone.
Yeah.
So, and that's just awesome that you have her. Is
Hmm.
she also, does she do like the video? I know you have like, I don't know if you have a full music video filmed for Villain,
Hmm.
or like that clip that you posted on TikTok. Is
Yeah.
that part of like the music video you have that you have, or
Yes. So, long story short, life is busy.
life is busy?
And I have that music video half filmed. So it's half of it's edited and half of it's filmed. So we're actually, I think, I don't know if we're gonna get it done this week, but it's been like, so it's actually just me and my boyfriend who film it. So we have like I got like a drone and we just film it with that. And it's like, I edited it all. Yeah, yeah, I wanted it to look really cool. So I got the super like, I think it's expensive. It was like a $900 drone, but like, it
Oh my god.
was, yeah.
Expensive.
I think that's expensive. Like some people are like, oh yeah, that's like the cheap one. I'm
You're
like,
like, that's chill. Like, no.
yeah, chill. Like,
Okay. Sure.
yeah. So yeah, like that's also like comes with like being like an independent artist. Like I just kind of had to learn how to like edit music videos and edit videos and do like the sound kind of stuff. So yeah, I don't force. He kind of enjoys it. Tyler to film for me, and my sister does it too. She helps me out, and we just kind of go everywhere we can around where we live and try and film something. But yeah, so the Villain music video will be coming out hopefully soon. I would say probably like a month, realistically, because I have another festival coming up at the end of the month. But yeah, so.
What festival?
Lake Town Shakedown again. Yeah,
Oh
I'm
my
going back.
god.
So yeah,
Do they
it's
do that
been
like multiple times a year, or was that last year?
that was
When they...
last year. Yeah, I've just been using the footage over and over again.
Okay, well, it's good footage. Oh my gosh, it's
Yeah,
insane. And the
yes.
outfit, avro coated, and
Yeah,
it's just perfect. It's
I love
it's
that.
amazing.
Thank you for saying that. Yeah, it was. Yeah, I'm so excited to go up on stage again this year. Like it's been a stressful time because like I don't know, just getting everyone together, getting the band together. Like I have a whole different band now, and it's just like
Wow.
it's well, it's they're kind of everyone's just kind of by hire, you know, like just if you're
Yeah.
available, sure, and but like you got to make sure they're like willing to put in the time and practice and stuff. So, um, that kind of stuff, and just getting everyone situated and sorted, and then yeah, this month has just been crazy. I'm also like I'm on two radio stations now, which is wild. In
Oh,
like around me. So like I'm one of the radio stations like band of the month. So that's like super intense and
love
like kind
that.
of got to be like on the ball for that and like sending emails 24/7 to like accentuate like keep that rolling. So yeah, it's been a hectic June and May, but hopefully the Villain music video gets finished soon. I know what I'm filming, I know what I'm doing, so I think it'll be pretty quick once it's all actually filmed.
Yeah, absolutely. Like
Hmm.
I totally get you there. I'm working with this one like this awesome producer,
Yeah,
independent artist, and like we
yeah,
have half a music video filmed, and it's like since like you I told you I was like moving and stuff. I was like
yes,
I can't record vocals until like next month. I'm so
yeah,
sorry. Like it's like sorry for the delay, but like
yeah,
life is busy, and like when you're
yes,
an independent artist, like you're grinding, and
yes,
like you're grinding like for yourself, like, and it's
yeah,
because it's like it's a passion, and it's
yes,
not like you're not like making millions from
yep,
like making this like music video, like, but you're
hmm,
you're getting your life going, and you're
yeah,
like you're making yourself happy, and like
exactly,
it's
yeah.
just amazing.
That's like also like exactly what you said is kind of like the hard part of being a like independent artist too, because like you could have things going on. People be like, "Oh, like, can you come help me do this? Can you do this?" Like, "Oh, but you're not like working. Like, you're not at your job that day, so you can help me do this." Or like, "You're not busy, so you can kind of do this kind of thing." A lot of my family members and everyone kind of understand that now that like when I'm not at my like day job, I'm literally working on music 24/7. But it's definitely hard to be like, no, I have this, and it's like, no, I don't have a deadline. Like, it's literally just me making these deadlines, but it's like, I want to get it done. So it's like, it's hard to like say that it's a priority when it's just like, when people look at it as a hobby. I don't know. It's like, that's the hard part, I think, is to like, I don't know. Yeah, it's
No,
yeah,
100%. Like, I completely get that. Like,
yeah,
like, with I feel like you're a creative. And,
yeah,
like, with any project that you need to do, and, like, you tell people, you're like, I have to post this video, like, by
hmm,
tomorrow. Like,
yep,
I have to, it's like, but, like, you also worked your 9 to 5, like, throughout that
yeah,
day. So you're so exhausted, but people still
yes,
expect you to have a free schedule or something. But, like, you're literally just trying to make your dreams come
yeah,
true.
yeah,
And like you can't do that if you don't respect your own deadline. Like
yes,
you're pouring into yourself so
yeah,
that you can make this come true. And like if it's
hmm,
tough, but people, if they're not a creative and they're not doing the same thing, they're not gonna really get
yes,
it. But you just
yes,
have to push forward. But it's tough, so
yeah,
I respect that hardcore.
yeah. It's honestly like a lot of my songs are kind of like the theme is like written about that, just like being able to like say no to other people and say yes to yourself, like especially villain, like
I was
that's
about to
like
say that.
yeah, that's like the because you kind of do feel like the bad guy when you're
Yeah.
like, no, I have to post this video by tonight. No, I have to get this like recording in, and people are like, you don't have to though. Like, and it's just like, no, I don't have to, but like, I want to if I want to go anywhere with this music. Like, I can't just like sit here and be like, oh yeah, I'll push it aside. I'll like make you happy and like that kind of stuff. So you kind of gotta realize who you want to surround yourself with when you're gonna really put yourself out there, like we have. And yeah, something like you lose friends, but like not in
Yes.
a bad way, I would say, but like in like a just you just lose contact and in touch with them because you're going two separate ways, and you kind of just got to say, like I said before, like say yes to yourself and like more no to others, even though you might want to go out and party with them. Like you need to get this music video done. So
Yes. Oh, I
yeah,
get chills when you talk about that. And I don't know, every time
oh,
we mention villain,
yeah,
like, along with that context, I seriously get chills because it's just so relatable, and it's such a
yes,
deep, like, under it, like, you just feel seen and
yeah,
heard
oh
by
yeah,
people. And like that song makes me feel seen and heard. And I'm
yes,
sure like there's so many other creatives that hear that song and feel seen
yeah,
and heard. And just like you said, like you have to kind of let go of people that are not
mm-hmm.
supporting you like 100%. Like
Yeah,
people can like pretend to support you or say like, or
yeah,
maybe like you feel like they're kind of like trying to like jump on it so that they can
yeah,
have a piece of the pie
yes, yeah,
too. But you have to really use your discernment and judgment and like
yeah,
no, like are you really like, how does being around you make me feel? Like, is it
yes,
energizing me or is it depleting me? And if it's
yeah,
depleting you and it's holding you back from your dreams, like
mm-hmm.
you can't surround
Yeah,
yourself with that. And that's just the
yeah,
tough part about being an artist.
yes, exactly. And like I've definitely like noticed like while doing this journey since like 2021, like villain is like very like the kind of bratty, like I'll be the bad guy this time, like kind of like an fu to like people
Yeah.
who kind of doubt you and like you know what I'm doing it this time, like I don't care what you think kind of thing. But since I've been doing this, it's I've definitely realized that like the people who you feel embarrassed to talk about your music with are the people you don't really want to be around.
Yeah.
So, like, I've definitely been in those situations where it's just like they're talking about like, oh yeah, we got this business going, and like I work this and this. I'm a doctor. I'm a nurse. I'm blah blah blah. And it's just like, oh, like that's awesome. Like I totally like. I don't think that's what you want to do. That's totally cool. But when they start being like, oh, so like, how's your hobby going? Or like, oh,
Oh.
like you make music, cool. What do you really do though? Like that. That's when I'm just like, okay, like I don't like. I feel like,
Peace.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So you don't like. You want people to be like, oh my god, that's so awesome. Like when you quitting your job and like being a rock star, like those people are like I keep them tight and close to me because they are the people who kind of like even though like it probably they don't even notice they're doing it, it gives me a little spark, a little like that extra like inch to you know what, I am gonna one day be a rock star.
Yes, they're
So like
necessary. They're part of the process.
yes,
Like, and
yes,
there's very few of them too.
yes, yes, and yeah, it's just, I think everyone's just so caught up in like the hustle and bustle of life and like trying to get ahead, trying to buy a house, get married, have kids, work their 9 to 5s, paycheck to paycheck. And it's just like, that is not, that's sure, if you want to do that, that is completely fine with me. I will support you 1000%. But the minute you start like looking down on me because I want to just, tour and be a rock star and like still do all this like necessary stuff to get me there, that's when I'm just kind of like, peace.
Peace. Oh my! I just like I wanted to like stand up and clap. Like, like I just wanted to like get. I just wanted to jump out the window. Like,
Yeah.
I just like. I love seeing people like you just like say fuck you to like this like society standards and the expectations of everybody around you, because I've so been there, just like feeling silly for wanting to like just create content, like do music, do even like this podcast, like I don't know, just like it took me a lot, and I'm sure like for you, like it takes a lot of like inner work and self-reflection to not feel stupid like doing what you're doing. Like am I being dumb for focusing on this? Is it like, is it weird,
is
like
it worth it?
is it worth it, like exactly, like what are people gonna think of me, like to turn that off? It's not easy, and it takes a lot of work. So where you're at right now, like you've done the work, like you've done the inner work to shut those voices off, and that's something to applaud.
And a lot of it too is me being mad that I like mad at myself for like keeping it in for so long because I was scared of what people would think, what people would say, what my friends would say, what my family would say, what people at work would say. Like it's taken a lot of years, and I'm like mad that I wasted all that like youth and like all that time being so afraid. So I like tried to put myself in like, I wanted to be a physiotherapist for a bit. Thank God I didn't do that. So, like, you know what I mean? Like, and like, that's just like, I'm just so grateful that I've finally been able to like step out of my comfort zone and step out of that, like, that box that you're supposed to be in, and just kind of just spread my arms and just be like, okay, this is me now. Like, and I put myself out there so everyone knows now. So, like, you still get, like, you kind of like cringe at yourself sometimes, being like, am I doing the right thing?
Right. Always cringing. Always cringing.
Yes.
Always. Yes.
Am I running out of time? Like, am I, it's, so you're always kind of at the back of your head, but like, you got to think, like, you get one life, and like, like, it's like the only one you get, and no one's going to give a shit if you tried to make a singing career 50 years from now. Like, no one's going to remember. So like, and if it, like say you like try and fail kind of thing. So like, no one's gonna care. The only person that cares if you don't try is you. So that's my piece of advice.
I'm gonna start crying.
Oh yeah, it's taken a long time to get there, but once you're there, it's kind of just like ripping the band-aid off. Like, you just need to get it done, and then once you put yourself out there, once you're working hard and you kind of you have a goal in mind, then it's kind of no stopping you if that's what you really want.
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh my God. Like, it's just so, I'm like, thank you for saying these things, because people need to hear it. Like, I feel like people don't hear it enough, like in this exact context. Like, this needs to be talked about like so much more, because it's not just like overnight thing. Like, people, I still feel like people are like programmed to believe like this kind of stuff happens overnight. Like, 100%. Like you're an awesome rock star like after making one song, and then like boom. Like no, like there's so much inner work, I feel, and there's so much honing your craft and learning to just, I feel like, honestly, like not giving a shit like what other people think is one of the biggest hindrances to pursuing your dreams and like pursuing what you want to do. And you're so right, like 50 years from now, no one is going to care that you were cringy online for like 5 minutes. You're gonna be the one that's like, staring, like you're gonna be going to shows and like
Yeah.
looking on stage and like that wasn't me and I wanted
Yeah.
it to be me. Like
Yeah.
only you can feel that pain
Exactly.
later, you know?
Exactly. Yeah. And it's just like at the end of the day, like you can't hold yourself back just to like try and please other people. So yeah, I'm just grateful that I've actually done it and I'm
Yes.
continually to do it. So yeah, it's hard. Every day is hard just to like be like, oh, like, is this working? And like some days it feels like it's not. And then the day after something crazy happens, you're like, wow, it was all worth it. And then like
You're like,
you just
wow,
gotta
I'm on
keep
the
going.
radio
Yeah.
now. Like,
Yep.
oh my God.
Exactly.
Or like a
Yeah.
fan reaches out to you and they're like, dude, your song changed my life. Or like something like that.
It's yeah, and that stuff just blows me away because like I've like want to reach out to like Avril Lavigne and Halsey and like Taylor Swift and tell them that their song like music is like, and like Tom DeLonge and Mark Hoppus and Travis Barker and like I want to like tell them like how like I have like obviously DM'd them like in like a
Oh yeah.
emotional state being like I love you.
I've done that
But, like,
countless times. Oh yeah.
yeah. So when I get them, it's just like whoa, like because like I'm a fan first, you know, like so when someone else
Yes.
is a fan of me, it just blows me away and makes me want to like keep working. And when people are like, "When's the new song out?" I'm just like, you know what? I don't know, but it's gonna be out soon because you asked.
You're like,
So
yeah, like it means so much and like these people, like your fans and stuff, like they really do see you as like their
yeah,
Avril Lavigne, and I know that's crazy to hear, and you get like an imposter syndrome like could like
yeah,
come up, and you're just like
yes,
freaking out. You're like, what do you mean? Like, what do
yeah,
you mean? But like that is the difference between doing the thing
yeah,
and not doing the thing.
a
Like
hundred
you
percent.
like you're doing the thing, and it takes a while to sink in. It actually, if you're a humble person, it probably will never sink in, and you'll
Yeah,
always. But that's a nice way to live because you'll always be surprised
grateful. Yeah,
and grateful
yeah,
for all of the for like one fan saying one special thing to you.
exactly. Yeah, no, I that you said it 100%. Like that's it's so wild that like people listen to my music and like I'm like some people's like top Spotify artist or like in their top 5 or top 10 and that just
Oh,
I can't believe that. Like it I will never get over that stuff or hearing like my song on the radio or when people like send me like videos or pictures being like I just heard you on the radio. It's just like I don't know. It's I know people say this all the time but it's like absolutely like unreal. It's unbelievable and I just want to keep going and keep getting those feelings.
well, dude, you're doing it, and like I see like huge things for you, like because I know you're
Oh,
not gonna stop. Like you
yeah.
have the passion, you have the drive. Like this is your life, and
Yeah.
you will be a full-time music. You will be able to quit
Yeah.
that day job. Like, and you know it.
One day, yeah.
It's gonna happen for sure. And like as fast as we think that time is going by, you're so young. Like in
Yeah.
which is such a
Yeah.
great thing. Like
Yeah.
you have your whole life ahead of you to be
Yeah.
living your dream, and that's just
Exactly.
so
Yeah.
awesome. And speaking of that, like,
Yeah.
what is next for you, my friend?
What's
Any
next?
upcoming? I know you have another
Yeah.
Lake Town Shakedown, but
hmm
like, what are there any more events, projects, any ideas you have in mind that are gonna come to fruition soon?
Yeah, so definitely more music soon. I'm thinking like after this show, I'm gonna really pick which song I want to release next and then kind of go forward with that. And then kind of just, domino effect with more songs
Right.
and then hopefully an EP at the end. And then I'm actually filming a mini documentary on one of the songs that I recorded. So
What?
yeah, so the person who mixes and masters my music, he reached out to me because he's also like an audio engineer and like he's everything. Like he can do anything with music. He can do like video. He can do audio. Yeah. So and he's really been wanting to like start like a documentary thing for like as like to show like how an artist goes through everything. So we actually went into like a home studio where someone actually produced a song for me. So that was my first time getting a producer. I brought in my song. It was pretty much produced already, but we just kind of changed a few things on it. And it's like all in like super like professional like lighting and recording. We all had like microphones like attached to us, and it was pretty cool. And then we're actually gonna be filming the upcoming festival that we're doing too for the documentary. So that will be out hopefully. I don't know when that's gonna be out, but we're gonna have a song release with it too. So that will be really cool.
Oh, so the documentary you're doing the song for, you're releasing it when you release the documentary.
I think so. Yeah, yeah, or like just around the same time or something. Yeah, so that would be super. Like that's something I've never been like a part of before. Like an actual professional like documentary. So that's blown my mind. Just kind of being a part of that, and then yeah, and then hopefully get a few more shows in this summer. Maybe a festival or two, and then yeah, I just keep grinding, keep working on music. Hopefully, keep on the radio, and yeah.
Heck yeah. Well,
Yeah.
that is awesome, Darrian, and I hope to see you live one day. Like I need to
Yes,
be at a I need to be at a Darrian Gerard show. Like
you'll
that
be
looks
VIP. Don't you worry.
Oh! Thank you so much for doing this with me.